If you're wondering how to look younger in your 50s, I have 13 style tips that work. Hello ladies, it's Cathy and welcome to Cathy Over 50. And today we're talking about how to look younger in our 50s. There is absolutely nothing wrong with getting older. It is a gift that is denied to many people. So I thought that I'd come up with 13 tips today that can help us look refreshed and not necessarily younger looking, but just refreshed as we age. Today I'm sharing a few tips to help us look our best, really at any age, but because my target audience is women over 50, today I'm sharing some things that will help you looking youthful and refreshed. So the first thing that I recommend, and this is something that I wish that I would have started wearing sooner when I was younger, and that is sunscreen. For many years I didn't wear sunscreen, and as we know, the sun and the harmful rays can damage our skin, giving us wrinkles, giving us sun damage, skin cancer. So it's really important to wear sunscreen every day. And even if you live in a northern climate like I do, where we get 4 or 5 months of winter, it's still important to remember to wear our sunscreen every day, because we can get UV rays reflecting from the sky, from the snow, from windows, really from anything. So it's just a good habit to remember to wear sunscreen every day. Now, if you're like me and you don't like to wear a separate sunscreen, what I do, and this is only if I'm, like not out in the sun for a long period of time, I will get a moisturizer with SPF protection in it. And the one that I'm currently using is by Elta MD. I have two versions. I have a clear version that is strictly just a moisturizer, doesn't hide any redness. But the one that I've been using so far this spring and that I'm really enjoying is the tinted version. And I put that on every day after my skincare, and I use this as my moisturizer and my sunscreen. And it's perfect, if I'm just indoor filming, editing videos, it gives me enough protection. But if I'm going to be outside, I would wear a separate sunscreen and definitely keep reapplying it. If you're swimming or if you're doing yard work and sweating, you should really reapply your sunscreen every 90 to 120 minutes, depending on what activity you are doing. And remember, do your face, your neck, your ears, the back of your neck, the back of your hands, and any other skin on your body that is exposed. The second style tip that I have is to whiten your teeth. There are many things that we can use to whiten our teeth. There's whitening toothpaste, there's like those Crest white strips. You can get your teeth professionally whitened at a dentist. The dentist even has kits that they sell where the whitening agent is a little stronger than what you can buy, say, over the counter at the pharmacy, and they will make molds of your teeth. Then you just follow their directions. I've done that in the past. We all know that coffee, wine, tea can stain our teeth over time, and I feel that if you have nice white teeth, that really helps you to look more youthful looking. So it's really important to take care of your pearly whites. Tip number 3 is to hydrate your skin. As we get older, everything just starts to dry up, and it's so important to add moisture into our skin, because that's what gives us really youthful, plump looking skin. I am blessed to have a round face, so this is all natural. It's fat deposits in my face. But one thing that I did find when I turned around 50 is that my skin was kind of just looking a little dull. And a couple of years ago, I introduced hyaluronic acid into my skincare routine. It's just straight hyaluronic acid. And I have to tell you, I really noticed a difference in my skin. It just seemed more hydrated. It plumped up a little bit. It just was happy and youthful looking overall. Now, I have oily skin. As you age, even though you have oily or combination skin, your skin can still get a little bit dehydrated. So it's really important to add some hyaluronic acid into your skincare on a daily basis. Now, if you don't want to use like a separate serum like I do, I am a skincare fanatic. I really enjoy taking care of my skin. You can always get a moisturizer that has hyaluronic acid in it, and I suppose over time it will have the same effect and it will have your skin looking youthful. Now, another thing that I really believe in is drinking a lot of water. I drink anywhere between 2 and 3 liters of water every day, and I really feel that hydrating our body from the inside out is also important to having healthy skin, not just on our face but everywhere. So that is something else. Maybe if you don't drink a lot of water and you can, maybe you should up your water. But I know certain people, like when my mom was taking dialysis, she was limited to how much liquids she could drink in a day. But, you know, check with your doctor first if you have any health issues. But water is really, really important, and keeping us looking young and youthful and not looking like a crocodile. Tip number 4 is another favorite of mine. I love to exfoliate my skin. I exfoliate my face on a regular basis. Actually, I do a gentle exfoliation every day, and then once a week, usually on Fridays, I do a deep chemical exfoliation. So you can do a daily exfoliation just by buying a cleanser that has some exfoliation properties to it. 2 that I like, one is by Neutrogena. It's a Hydro Boost Scrub Cleanser. I'll put the name here and I will link it below. It has little scrubbing beads, but it's not those plastic beads that are bad for the environment. And another one that I really, really like is by Origins, and it is their Ginseng Facial Scrub. And it has little particles of orange peel, and oh my goodness, this lives in my shower as well as the Neutrogena one, and I alternate back and forth. And the Origins one, if you take your shower in the morning and you need a little wake me up perk, the scent of this is just so refreshing, and it's just a really fun scent. And then just having the little orange peel bits, you know, scrub off any dead cells on your skin, it feels great. And then once a week, I do a deep exfoliation, and you may or may not wish to do this. I use a PCA revitalizing mask. So I put that on my face and I work up to 4 minutes. Like when I first started using this, I could only keep it on for a minute because it really, really is strong. It's medical grade skincare. And essentially what it does, it just takes off, you know, anything that's just laying on our first layer of our skin, like dead skin cells, and it just breaks it down. And my face will look red for about an hour or 2 afterwards. But to me, that is telling me that it worked. And it's so, so important to exfoliate because as we get older, the cell turnover in our skin really slows down. So if you ever look in the mirror and you think that your skin is a little dull looking, you probably need to be exfoliated. So if you've never done it before, I would suggest just, you know, starting with a very, very gentle type of exfoliation. You can use like the Neutrogena Hydro Boost cleanser. You can use the Origins. Also, you know, if you want to use a toner, for years I used witch hazel, and that does a gentle exfoliation, and witch hazel is very soothing to the skin. So those are some gentle exfoliating things, products that you can use now. And then as your skin gets a little more used to being exfoliated, you can certainly work up to using the PCA revitalizing mask that I use once a week. And now that my skin, you know, is a little tougher, I can keep it on for the 5 minutes that's recommended. You could also shave your face with those little face shaving razors. That's another way to exfoliate. Even if you get like a face cloth, I suppose if you want to rub your face, that can exfoliate things too, but you don't want to be too hard on your face because you don't want to cause wrinkles, you don't want to tear your skin, like it can just be damaging. So I really think it's best to always start with something very simple, something very basic, and then after a while, work your way up. It's also important to remember to exfoliate the rest of our body. You can do that once a week with like a body scrub. I've used one by Dove from the drugstore. They have different scented ones, and once a week you can just buy like little gloves that you can use to put the exfoliating stuff on your body and, you know, just rub it in, hop in the shower, and it rinses off, and then moisturize your skin really well. It's really, really important to remember to exfoliate everywhere on our body just to have our skin looking healthy and getting rid of any dead skin cells that are just hanging around. Now, the next tip that I have is one that, it's difficult for women of our age, and that is getting a good night's sleep. For the longest time, I have had such difficulty just getting a good, solid 6 to 8 hours sleep uninterrupted due to hot flashes, stress, noise. I'm a very light sleeper. Night sweats, all those fun things. Well, they're not really fun, but you know what I mean. A few things that I have started doing to sort of calm my brain down before I go to bed. About an hour before I want to actually go to sleep, I might, quit watching TV. I'll shut my phone off. No more electronics before bed. And then what I've been doing lately is I go to the library and I just get a book. And I've really gotten back into reading. I used to love to read, and I find just reading for half an hour or an hour really helps me to get tired enough to fall asleep. Because how many times have you been watching TV, you fall asleep, and by the time you crawl into bed, you're wide awake again, and then you just toss and turn for 2 and 3 hours. That just drives me nuts, and it's tiring. And I really don't feel like doing anything the next day if I don't get my sleep. Another thing that I do this usually when I travel, if there's a big time zone difference, is that I will take melatonin. Speak to your doctor first, because it's always important to check with your doctor. I don't know what medications you may or may not be on, but it really has helped me. And I'll start with a low dose, like maybe 3 milligrams. And just taking that, say, an hour before I want to be in bed kind of helps me to fall asleep as well. Now, when I was going through a very stressful time with my mom when she was ill before she passed, I was trying the melatonin trick and it did not work. So there are times when it just doesn't work for me, but that is something that it might be helpful. And if you share a bedroom with a snoring husband, maybe it's time to kick him out to his own bedroom, or you get your own bedroom. And also if you share your bed with pets. I know my cat likes to come in about 2 in the morning and he will jump up on my side of the bed and announce very loudly that he is here and that I must push over and get closer to the middle so he can have the outer edge. He stays there for about 10 minutes and then he'll leave. So sometimes those little annoying things can really mess up a person's sleep schedule. And I know I could close the door, but the little bugger, he just howls at the door and he actually stands on his 2 back feet and tries to open the door, which he can do. So there's really no point to us closing our bedroom door, because we're just gonna have to get up anyways if we want to get some semblance of sleep. So he quits howling. So the next style tip that I have for you to look more youthful over 50 is to elongate your profile. Look taller. Because as we age, we shrink. I'm somebody that used to be 5'4.5", and the last time I got measured was probably 2 years ago, and I was 5'4". So I really should get my doctor to measure me again, because I have a feeling I might even be shorter. But anyways, it's really important to, dress so that we look taller. And one of my very favorite ways to do that is by dressing in a column of color. And all that is that your bottoms and your top are the same color or the same color family. And then your third layer that you put on could be the same color, or you could wear a different color. Or what you can do is have your pants and your outer layer match and then wear a different color on top. So just as long as you're creating the illusion of length, that really helps to look longer. And if it's in the summertime, I would suggest wearing nude colored sandals. Try not to cover up the tops of your feet, show a little skin, and that can help you look taller. And if it's winter time and you're wearing boots or shoes, I usually try and match the color of my shoes to the color of my pants. So that just elongates the leg and you're gonna look a lot longer. Okay, this next tip, I really am terrible at it and I need to work at it, and that is standing up straight. I know I have very, very bad posture and I really need to work at standing up straight, putting the shoulders back. But it just feels really uncomfortable doing that. But I think after, practicing good posture for a while, it will just become natural. But standing up straight just makes us look younger, youthful. Standing up straight just makes us look obviously taller. but it also makes us look like we're very, very confident. So that can help to make us look more youthful and refreshed looking. The next style tip that I have for you to look more youthful after 50 is have some sort of a de-stressor. Life can be very hectic and very stressful, especially for those of us that are in our 50s, because lots of times we're taking care of our family, our parents are aging, they need our help, our children are leaving home, maybe going to university, getting married. There's all sorts of stressors in our life. So you might find a de-stressor like exercising, yoga, meditation, or it may be something as simple as cuddling with your pet. I know whenever I cuddle with my cat buddy, I can immediately feel relaxed, and just listening to him purr is it's kind of meditative for me, and it really helps to lower my stress levels. During the past couple of years when we were, going through COVID, it was very isolating, and a lot of us, didn't get to see our family for months, maybe years. So it has become a very lonely time for a lot of people. So it's difficult maybe to integrate back because we got so used to being alone, it's hard to be around people. So we have to find healthier ways to satisfy ourselves to the things that we do that are unhealthy to help us get through stressful situations. For instance, for me, I turn to sugar. I love candy. I'm a sugar addict, but that's not a healthy solution. So I'm really working on cutting sugar out of my life, and it is hard. It is extremely hard to do, but I'm trying to be more healthy. So I'm going to try and swap out, eating candy, maybe with reading my book or going for a short walk or just cuddling with Buddy. Just doing something that keeps my mind off, those feelings of anxiousness, loneliness. Just try and get healthier as I age. We want to be healthy as we age so we can enjoy our lives, and people are living longer. So it's really important to take good care of our bodies, and that is something that I struggle with, but something that I'm striving to do. This next tip isn't going to cost you 1 cent, and it is smile. Just putting a smile on your face will automatically lift your mood and have you feeling better. Just smile at people, and I know people may look at you strange and think you're kind of weird, but that's their problem, not yours. Just practice smiling, and I can assure you that when you smile, there's no way you can feel miserable inside. It just is a quick way to lift your mood. You will attract happy people because the miserable people can't stand being around the happy people. So you only want happy people around you. The next tip that I have for you is to stretch. And this is something that I personally really need to work on because I noticed that my body's starting to get very tight. And it's so important to be able to keep our body limber because as we age, if we fall down, we need to be able to get back up. And I can tell in my hips, they're getting kind of tight. So I have to start doing some stretching exercises. So I'm going to take a cue from my cat. Every time he wakes up and gets off the bed, he stretches, and that's what I have to start doing. I'm going to start maybe taking 5-10 minutes out of every day and just stretching, and hopefully over time I'll get more limber. Because one of the benefits to stretching, and as we age, if our body is more limber and we fall, we are less likely to tear something. So right now I feel like my body is very tight, especially my hips and my legs. So I really have to work on those areas and start stretching on a regular basis. Tip number 11 is dress for the body that you have now. I don't know how many times I have said, oh, I'll buy that outfit when I lose 10 pounds. Well, do you know how many years I've been trying to lose those 10 pounds? A lot of years. So it's really important to embrace the body that you have now. I'm not saying, give up on yourself. Absolutely not. It is important to be a healthy weight, and that's something that I'm working on. But it's also important that you feel good about yourself. You feel that you look good as you are in the body that you're in now, trying to get to the body that you want to be. So something I've started doing is, I used to wear all black. You could go in my closet and you're gonna see black or navy, very little color. So I've started introducing color. And the way that I've been introducing it is maybe a colorful t-shirt or some earrings or a bracelet. And yes, even very colorful clothes that I typically would never have bought in the past. But you know what? When I put this dress on, I feel youthful. I feel happy. I feel like I can conquer the world. I just really feel good. So my point is, if you start wearing clothes for the body that you have now, but kind of think about how you want to dress when you're at your ideal weight, you're going to feel a change in your mind, and you're going to really start to feel good about yourself. You're going to start to feel confident. Now, you don't have to invest in expensive clothes, because I get it, money is tight and people don't want to spend money on clothes if they're only going to be wearing them, you know, for maybe a month or two until they lose 10, 20 pounds. But if you wear old tattered clothes, I know that it affects my mood and I fall back into unhealthy habits. Does that make sense? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Think of how you want to dress when you're 10, 20 pounds lighter, and buy those clothes for your body now. And you're automatically going to feel happier inside. And I think that you're going to want to take better care of yourself. That has been my experience. You deserve to look and feel your best right now. Don't wait 10 or 20 pounds down the road. You deserve this today. Another way that we can look more youthful and refreshed over 50 is by getting a haircut or trying a different hairstyle. I get my hair cut every 5 weeks because it grows so fast and it's very thick, so I have to get it cut between 4 and 5 weeks, otherwise it drives me crazy. But by refreshing your hairstyle, maybe adding some highlights, coloring it, just have fun. It's just hair. If you don't like it, you can always, you know, dye it back to your original color. Just have fun with your hair, your makeup. Just because you're 50 doesn't mean, you know, you have to roll over and play dead. No, it's just a number. Like, I still feel like 20 inside. Some days my body feels like 80, but you can still update your look, be refreshed looking, you know, look youthful. Age is just a number. It's on our birth certificate. Doesn't mean we have to give up on ourselves. The next tip that I have for you is to shave your face and pluck any coarse dark hair. It's a good idea to shave your face. I would say maybe once a month. You're gonna have to try and find out what works for you. I like to use these little razors by Sephora, and they just, you know, take off any peach fuzz. It's a great way to gently exfoliate your face. There are other brands. I have bought some before on Amazon. Just be careful, because if you go with a cheaper brand, I find sometimes there can be sharp edges of plastic, because I've actually like cut my face before, and you do not want to damage the skin on your face. I have had laser hair removal before. I've done it on my legs. I've also done it on my face, but it doesn't get rid of all of the hair. I would say it gets rid of about 80% of the hair. So I still get peach fuzz. I don't get maybe the dark hair that I used to get, like, you know, around the mouth, but I will get the occasional dark whisker here. So I have to remember once a week to take a good look in the magnifying mirror, see if there's any peach fuzz or any coarse hair that needs to come out, and just pluck them out. So not only does shaving your face get rid of the hair, but it also does a gentle exfoliation, and it helps your skin to look more youthful and glowing, because you're getting rid of, you know, the dead cells that are on your face. Think of the dead skin cells on your face as just being a bunch of skin held together by glue, and it's very dull looking. So if you can get that off your skin, the new youthful cells underneath are really gonna give your skin a nice glow to it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and how about we go over and meet at this video clothes that I stopped buying after turning 50 and what I buy instead. I'll see you over there. Bye.